Hi everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have another union read for you guys today. More information came through on this one than ever before. I literally have 7 pages of information where I usually may have like 4 or 5. It was a lot. But you're really going to like this. I would definitely stay tuned if I were you. There's some great messages here that you might want to hear. It is February 22nd, 2012, so we have the 2/22/12. 22 is the Fool. It's taking that leap of faith with a heart that's open wide, and the day adds up to 36/9, which is the 10 of Wands, which is the end of that physical burden. You know, you need to drop the burden, confess, whatever it is. Okay, that's coming up with the Fool. The Fool's free. He doesn't have burdens, and the Fool's also 22. You know, what you see is what you get. The 2, the High Priestess, right? The psychic energy. The divine feminine energy. So the 36 is a 9, and that's 369 actually. So that comes up as the 3D, 4D, 5D parallel. And then, like I said, it's 2/22/2019. So you have the 4 2s and then the 19 with the 0. But then you also have 2/2/2/1/2 for 2/22/12. So a lot of number mirroring is done here. It is Friday here on the East Coast in the U.S. The read before the union was done at 9:14. Okay, and then 419 came up twice, so here it is again, coming up at 9:14 for the read. The only major arcana for the union read were Justice and Strength. 4 Wands, 3 Swords, 1 Cup, 1 Pentacles. The Court cards was all about the King of Wands, Shaman. And then the King of Pentacles came in as the after the read card, and that could be some negative energy too. It could be Akashic record stuff coming out, family lineage, so it could be parents as well. Secrets coming out regarding family lineage and the wounds that need to clear, stuff like that. I'm going to get right into it. The coding, it was all about domestic harmony, spiritual career, and individuality. And where I don't ever cover any of those words from the numerology deck cards, that's not part of my coding. So individuality should be the whole word, but today for some reason the in was covered, right? So in, divide, there's no individuality, so it's coming out to be seen. So someone needs to be seen as well. The coding was about 8 fools showing their power to the wounded warrior, who could be the hermit of fire, in a divide or divine timing of 10, which could be a family of the feminine or the karmic or high vibration or high vibration family. But it's definitely, I'm getting definitely also 8 foes, or fooey came up. I know that for someone that's a sync for you, but 8 foes or fooey show power, that nigh or knee energy again coming up here, present of drama to divide a feminine's family. Okay, so whatever it is, it could be coming like it could be some stuff coming back at the feminine or the masculine or the karmic, could be, you know, there could be some flack coming from the karmic or from your family or from their family, but there's some kind of show of power here. And I was definitely getting again that set of 10 with the family, and then 8, and you know, 7 out of 10 comes up a lot for me as well, but here was coming up 8 out of 10, and there's some other messages that will come up as soon as I get into the read. The numbers that came up here, we had 8, 29, 10, 24, which is the Queen of Wands, 47, which is the 7 of Cups, 99, and the year 1999 came up here, 1010, which is that high vibration, 78, which is the 10 of Pentacles, which is also in the read, and the end of the deck, 78. Number 12, the Hangman, and 124, which came up, I believe it was yesterday also. So again, reiterating the 24 of the Queen of Wands, but the 124, there's something significant about that. And then 4311 came up. Really quickly through the headings that I got online, the first one was 2008 Summer Olympics opening ceremony from Wiki, so it's Wikipedia.org. Welcoming ceremony began by flame and then ... Lights up 2008 bronze Fu FOU, was then was then handed over to 8 well-dressed People's Liberation Army. Okay, so here's this reference to someone on attack of 8 people. In 2008 Summer Olympics with the Olympic torch, which I keep bringing up as part of the flames. Second heading was Republican and Herald from Pottsville, PA, on April ... But when I opened it real quick, it was April 5th, 2017. So if that means anything to anyone, that was from newspapers.com. About 5,000 square foot fit out completed in less than 8 weeks. Number 5, and then it was NAZ. Nazi was coming up here for me, but NAZ was just what it said here. Number 5, NAZ. Number 9, Parkland. Number 12, E. And number 18, Liberty and Northampton. In its PO, we need to bet that we can go. Okay, and the next heading was all art cards. And then that was some flashcards and Quizlet. Apollo 11 stones came up here, so Apollo 11. Blast off, Nambia C. 25,500 to 25,300 BCE. The next heading was Orangetown Telegram and the Pearl River Searchlight. So here again, Pearl comes up, and number 26 here. That was from newshrvh.org, and 26 came up as February 26, 1953. I think it was 19. At times, wind caused flames, River High School. So the wording is weird because it's just the header. The PNRADI to rise greater than 6 feet in the, and then there was a dot break there, which was weird. Not a period, but a dot in the middle. Will he held the afterman of September, or the afternoon of September, ... sewage ... harbor. I don't know if it says harbor or haber. Then the next heading was Xenia Evening, Xenia, and that was from newspaperarchive.com. Xenia Evening Gazette Newspaper Archives from June 17th, 1926. So 26 came up again, which is the Page of Wands. With flames barring their only one PITAL came up here. And 3 continued to John's Avenue of Escape, a father, a mother, exclamation point, town, and received attention at the AU. So I was getting Australia sometimes when this AU came up, but then AUD also came up, so it could be audience or audio. Okay, attention at the AUD. Their 5 small children spent point, maybe point, P and then NT, a frantic 10 miles earlier today. AU again comes up here, and AU is gold. Passenger trains awaiting arrival of fireman diverted over the Cone Mall, Cone, C-O-N-E, and then M-A-U-G-H, divide or D-I-V-I, divvy. A milkman making his ... And then that reminded me of totally, you know, the kid who was the milkman's child, because my little brother was very blonde when he was a baby, so, you know, my mom always said he was the milkman's. So that's coming up here. Another heading was the Norfolk, Virginia, June 10th, which is my mother's birthday and my grandfather's birthday. Actually, I think it was both my father's birthday and my mother's grandfather's birthday, David Lubin, who's quite well known. Okay, so Sydney, Ohio came up, as well as big pour train, so a train that pours, in 29 miles west on heavy grade early morning, telescoping 8 cars, so some kind of accident there. Chronicling America, LOC.gov. And then the next heading was J Park and DOKZ. I guess it's a group, and the song came up, Most Hated, so I don't know if you want to look up the lyrics. It was from popgaza.com, popgasa.com. The next one was the Florida Cattlemen and Livestock Journal. And a lot of stuff comes up from University of Florida. Whenever Florida comes up, it always seems to be from University of Florida, so that must mean something for someone. The Florida Cattlemen and Livestock Journal, ufdc.ufl.edu. 9 sizes, 4 foot 6 inch to 10 foot 6 inch. And 46 is the Six of Cups, the children in the garden. And then, of course, 10 and 6 is the Wheel of Fortune and the Lovers. And then in that heading, coming up with 8 bulls will be ... So here again, we have 8 bulls. There's some kind of aggression here with the 8 that I've initially brought up. Then the next heading was faux, or false, right? Faux Lux MDS.blogspot.com. The year 2014 came up, so that might reference something for you. And then the next one is full text of history of the 14th Regiment, Connecticut. And that was from archive.org. Okay, so the 14 is the Temperance card, and also the time of the read today was 9:14, so it's very significant. Of the Angels, and the Temperance and Patience, and here Regiment in Connecticut. So if anyone is guided to look that up, they can. If you do come up with anything, please comment below. It's great to expand on this stuff. Some of it's just fun, but some of it is specific for you to get other information from. The underlying energy signs were Aries reversed, Virgo upright, Scorpio upright, Leo upright, Sagittarius reversed, Capricorn reversed, probably. Not sure which direction Capricorn was, maybe reversed though. In the underlying energy was the King and Queen of Swords, and I was getting positive energy here. They were like with the King of Cups, which is water signs. King and Queen of Swords, obviously air signs. We're also with the Knight of Pentacles, which is that very grounded, humble servant, right? The workhorse. But there's also the Seven of Swords, or that liar, cheater, thief card with this grouping, okay? So there's a King of Cups, which could be the one in reverse, because we have some of the water stuff was definitely coming up reversed there, but I'm not positive there. King of Cups could be coming up around that liar, cheater, thief card if he is reversed as that manipulative energy, and then the King of Queen of Swords upright with the Knight of Pentacles, so some kind of friendship offer here. Maybe they're making peace over something that happened before, but this is underlying energy. The King and Queen of Swords can also be coming up as lawyers, so if someone's battling out, it's like the 2 lawyers are making friends. Or I was also getting this King and Queen of Swords could be 2 lawyers who are actually twins. They're both lawyers. And a Knight of Pentacles, an offer of friendship or something healthy and coming together. So whether it's between the King and Queen of Swords or the King and Queen of Swords and the Knight of Cups, who's separate. All right, so as we get into the read, rising up to tango, message of love, or friend or child to unhappy family in need of money or opportunity or invite, trying to show them the light. So this is coming from a child. One child is all it takes. One loving heart. As anxiety rears its head from the drama. 7 of Cups is out. All right, 7 of Cups is all those options. It's after the 6 of Cups. Now what do you guys do with each other? So it's about options, but it's also about dreams. It's not illusions unless you get overwhelmed by the options, which if you're staying present, you shouldn't get overwhelmed by that. You know that your guidance will lead you to the right choice. But I'm getting the 7 Cups were out, a ghost, a snake, and a dragon. 7 plus Scorpio. 3 options, only 1 viable. Or someone at the races. A head wins. Trampling others to get there. Death of a rose in the process. And then a truck pulled up in front of my house for my neighbor. Core Care Technologies Inc., so that might mean something for someone. It came up at 9:53, which is the catapult, all right, the sudden dart in of a van. And medical supplies and equipment. The sun's coming up behind 2 towers of the past, so there may be a purge here. 2 hits, and then ghost plane. The devil took 3. 3 aligned with tower block, never got out, haven't been able to get over it. So I'm definitely getting the Twin Towers here. There's stuff where the Twin Towers is now coming up for everyone to clear those wounds. An offer of love is not enough. Still grounding and integrating, no matter which perspective you see it. 48, which is the 8 of Cups, walking away or going within, plus 7, which is a huge chariot coming up here as the planes go into the buildings, okay? Huge chariot came in, and mine didn't have a chance to walk away and go within, to rise from the fire. 8 were hiding, and 1 rising to the call. Firemen. So this is also props for the firemen who help everybody. The Page of Cups lost whole family, including 1 sibling, or a sibling is injured, or 1 child was saved. 1 child saved their whole family. How to repay them. Or a child was lost, saving others. A tribute to all of them. A huge death due to the devil. Idle hands need to ground and integrate, journal and create. Make something beautiful from the love that you hold in Spirit's connecting with me. You only align with the devil or dark energies if you choose to do so. Revenge or vengeance is a choice. That is the devil's workshop, not the idle hands, recruiting you to the dark when all you need to do is see the truth, a little bit of light. Putting it on paper helps you channel the light to overwrite the story. Someone bad may be getting out of prison. Don't align with cement block reinforcing door structures, okay? Build a wall. They will come to it to get over it and take your challenge. When you put up a wall, you're challenging someone to come over it. What does a bull do? You put up a red flag in front of them as a challenge, so they're going to charge you. So someone might get charged. Refusing to be defeated. When peaceful with a bee, they can sit on your finger and will never sting you. The devil's workshop takes you to greed. If it's all about money, there's no room for love and light. If bored, you feel it's a missed opportunity to make more money. If you stay in a contract for stability, 4x4, notice that, and that came up in the cards. This is all coming up from the cards. You are stuck in a box, chained to a partner you don't love, and a door knocker, and sad kids. So a house, that's unending expenses for some is draining you. And sad kids who are unable to ground the lack of love between you, the parents. Why would you want to live together for the kids, especially if you fight all the time? Aligning with the door, the time, the boredom is not the divine love, bliss, overall happiness with family and others. Someone takes that 4x4 and knocks it on your head. You are selling tickets for the devil's show. A marriage that is not of love is the devil's workshop. Presenting a lie to pretend you're worthy when you don't think you are. The Emperor reversed is out of control, lacks faith, and falls from grace. Aligning 4 swords of truth that are above his head, and thus others cut him down once the fight is over. Hung out to dry and then cut down from the cross once your power is gone. Okay? If you walk on eggshells, they are guaranteed to crack and break. Waking others up to the patchwork that you put together. Walking in cowardice in yellow boots. If you fight the devil, you align with their cause. They got you. They knew the game long before. Okay? So this is very important, this message here. And Spirit's still connecting with me. Very soon is the underlying energy, and below it was this could be the one. Nightmare complete. Just in the cleanup now. The divine masculine feels badly. He's been good to everyone but his divine feminine. Treating women like property and paying the tax on them. Opposite of co-creation. Man with red hair, our leader, behaves this way with women. Do you align with him and his behavior? No judgment here. He is authentic to himself. A huge little boy who's really good with money. Remind you of anyone? So the Knight of Pentacles, humble servant, offers something healthy to the King of Swords, who thinks they're above them. So pride gets the best of him. Not realizing, he's saying that he's above himself. Neither looking in the mirror, but slightly past each other. Not getting it. It's really hard to take a good look in the mirror and be comfortable with what you see. So how could your twin be the one when they seem so perfect to me, right? To you. And right then, actually, my twin friend, who actually expresses a lot of the masculine, texted me. He started texting me at that point. So it's kind of funny. The Knight of Pentacles, the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, looking at each other through mirrors and windows of the soul. A fan, a pin cushion, a flame, a bell rings. The bell tolls. No man is an island. John Donne. Called to action to bring others together. Humble servants as one, united. See the beauty in yourself. Your butt, your dimples, soles of your feet, they are called souls. Pads are special. Pointed elbows and knees, our signature and special features, fingers and toes. just like when your parents count them. How many toes does he have? Be careful of sharp objects, swords. Harsh truth cuts or burns. Blood pacts not required here. You are each other's soul. Do you get this? The general and the courtesan, the soldier and the prostitute, Jesus and Mary Magdalene, JFK, and Marilyn Monroe. Do you get it now? The cuff of sacred sex learnings, the cuff that Wonder Woman wears, hose and garter, and limp right wrist are karmic weapons to play the role of the divine feminine, since they don't match up to the divine masculine like the true divine feminine does. Limp right wrist to limp right knee, Mary Magdalene's wrist cuff got her labeled as a whore when it was a symbol of sacred sexuality training for twins to get her ready for him. Divine feminine may actually have a right hand that's stiff with carpal tunnel or stuck in one position from writing so much if right-handed. Creativity comes up here, it's number 3, and then nature's below that, number 74. And 3 is the Empress, the abundance of creativity, and then nature is 74, which is the 6 of Pentacles, I believe, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 6 of Pentacles, that balance of give and take. Allow nature to take its course. So then at 11:06, I don't know why I had to write that down, but 1044 also came up on this page. 11:06, Holy Grail is presented. Squirrel is tempted. So someone might be a little bit squirrely. Presentation so perfectly executed, so eloquent by the magician, mind you, okay? So get this again. The Holy Grail is presented. The squirrel is tempted. Presentation is so perfectly executed, so eloquent by the magician, mind you, okay? So the magician is a master manipulator, so be careful of what you believe. The sword, follow what your body is telling you, okay, your intuition. The sword is released from the left hand. Blue eyes suspended in mid-air. Not sure he likes this. As his cups tip, his cup that he's in control of tips a bit out of his control, hair's getting white and long. If he gives you a dirty look, it means it won't be long to surrender, okay? He can't take it anymore. You win. While or white fleur-de-lis, stingers dumped by the light of the moon, Scorpio going away soon. By August came up, that's for some. That doesn't mean unions delayed till August for everyone. But this was definitely a specific message for someone that a Scorpio is going away by August. That could be a karmic too. The bright side of the deceptive moon. That ship has sailed. That pirate ship has sailed. Waters are calm now. Energy in right hand, and 2 saved for later behind in the dunes. And then I was getting Indians or Indonese. Black shears floating at flagpole, a sign of surrender. To own shadow. All right, so this is definitely coming up as the masculine surrendering to his own shadow, and any stockings that the karmic may have worn. It's like putting up with the flag and surrender. Now your violin plays to the unicorn family seal or crest. Frankenstein is mesmerized. And remember in the movie when, that's so funny, when he's playing the violin, he's going, he's like, all right, that was what I was getting. So Frankenstein came up here as mesmerized. Deer in the headlights. Didn't know it hit him. Taking off through the grasslands, feeling dizzy or woozy and spinning. 2 deer and large antlers. A death wish, but protected. Twins are sealed. Made, what did I write there? Oh, so twins are sealed. So someone may have made a meal, like if somebody hit a deer, they may have made a meal, or learned a lesson about animal protection and being free to see your own perspective, all right, your own freedom. Present to ships and seagulls and flame, who may not be such a tiny dancer. And I was getting a reference to tiny dancer of the karmic being released here. Yeah, pirate smile and tiny dancer was coming up. So that's coming up as the karmic leaving. All right, present to ships and seagulls and flame, not such a tiny dancer as the flame. Grounding and integrating to master. Very soon the king and queen of swords are co-creating or working together. Recently, what comes up is anxiety of ego or Leo and split, or the strength of it, the anxiety, in standing in the truth no matter what or who does or doesn't like it. The foundation for the union is thought and meditation, rest. And foi comes up, F-O-I, which is Saint Faith, and also a place in France. And F-O-I-A also came up, Freedom of Information Act. All right, so freedom of information. Saint Faith, have faith. Say what you want. It doesn't matter who doesn't like it. That's their then wound to clear, and you have freedom of information. Also, goose liver was then coming up, because foie gras is goose liver. So for some reason I was guided to look up goose versus swan, because Paramahamsa keeps coming up, and get this stuff. It just amazes me every time. All right. So the geese and the swan are both in the same family, just like the duck. The Anatidae, A-N-A-T-I-D-A-I-A-E. I'm sorry if I'm saying things wrong. I was never great at that stuff, and my brain and my mouth don't connect very well, and now I have memory issues. So please bear with me, okay? So this is the family of the goose or the geese versus the swan family. I'm including ducks. The swan is less diverse, which means it's more pure of race, because there's lots of different ducks or geese. The swan is larger, and it's very rare that a swan is all black, but there are a few black swans. And a swan can be up to 6 foot, probably wing to wing, and 35 pounds. Mind you, 35 is the wounded warrior in Mary Magdalene here. And the swan has a longer neck with the S curve as opposed to short and straight of the geese. Swans are found everywhere, but geese only really in North America, Europe, and Asia, right? So they're not connected to everyone. Despite grace in calm water for the swan, they're awkward on land and rough seas. So just like the twins, okay? They're good in the emotional, working on the emotional stuff, but when they come back to 3D, they have a tough time. And when the emotions are really rough, it's really tough for the twins. So keep in mind this parallel. The swan is mostly vegetarian from the sea, whereas geese are more from land and also eat insects and small fish. And the swan can eat something from the fish from the sea too as well, but they're considered mostly vegetarian from the sea. Both mate for life, but will find a new mate if the other one dies. They also return to the area of their birth to nest. So you might be returning near to where you grew up, or you were born. Because I was born in Memphis, and I grew up here in the Philadelphia area. So you'd be returning to where you were born. And I always thought about that, and it's funny because it parallels for sure. Goose starts resting. The geese start resting at an earlier age, but also earlier in the year. Okay, so the geese start at age 2 nesting, and they nest from March to May, whereas the swan start at age 3 to 7. And 3 to 7 is like the journey, right? 7 years old. It's rare that it's 2 years, but it can happen. Okay, and they nest from April to July in the northern hemisphere. At times, the swan pairs will opt to not live together despite their status of lifelong mates. The geese do not break up throughout the year and have very strong family units. So they're tied to the family. They refuse to move. They're tied together. So, all right. Now we're not even finished here yet. So then we go into the trumpeter swan. And notice the trumpet came up yesterday or so. The trumpeter swan making announcements. It's also the judgment card with the trumpet. The trumpeter swan, 46,000. 46 is the Six of Cups. In 2010, and 3,700, the King of Cups in 1968. And 68, well, it's 19, which is the Sun, and 68 is the Page of Pentacles, which is opportunity for co-creation. Okay, so the Canadian goose is, whereas the Canadian goose or geese are 5 million. They're so common that they can be an urban pest. The swan is considered. The swan is considered threatened, and it was number XX of the different descriptions of between the goose and the swan. So the judgment XX and the XX, the swan is considered threatened, and then XX by the karmic. The goose is least concerned, XXI, because they're all about themselves. Okay, it's so funny, the ego stuff. Then the swan has less predators. It's mainly the human themselves, but also the sly wolf and the raccoon, who wears a mask, is their predator. Whereas geese also, they have those as predators, but also foxes, wild dogs, and birds. And this is from the Sibley guides, S-I-B-L-E-Y guides, about the swan stuff. So then I was guided to the difference between what they look like, the trumpeter swan and the tundra swan, because I was guided to the Paramahamsa, and do they deem that swan, because it's a mythical swan, as one or the other? And Paramahamsa is really divine union. And if you look up the trumpeter swan and the tundra swan, the trumpeter swan is threatened, but the tundra swan is protected because they're so limited. Okay. The trumpeter swan was coming up as the V because they have a V-like shape from above their eyes, because the way their eyes and nose come together differently. So the trumpeter swan's coming up as the V, where their eyes are really part of their nose. They look like they're one unit. Whereas the U, or the tundra swans, you can tell the difference because their eyes are more separate from the nose, okay? And they have a U shape, union. So the V is the co-creation energy, and then the U of the union. And remember, Paramahamsa means supreme swan, or divine union, literally. So the trumpeter swan, like I said, has eyes and black bill that are connected. They're slow and short-legged, methodical, and they have longer bill and wings. The crown is sloped and matches their bill, that slope, their mouth. So their head and their mouth match. So they're good at speaking, it's the masculine logic. And then they have a sharp drop at the rear of the crown. And mind you, this was at 1144 that this came up, the comparison between the trumpeter and the tundra swans. So also the trumpeter swan has a gentle honk. It's a short toot, 2 to 3 notes, very simple, but they do harmonize. They do different notes. And this stuff is between differencebetween.net. The tundra, on the other hand, and if you look up the meaning of tundra, only the toughest survive the tundra. And 20% of the Earth's surface is tundra. So we're talking about here the divine feminine. So the tundra are the protected ones. Eyes are separate from the black bill. They prance and they're more agile than the trumpeter swan, and the lores look narrower. They're more pure white than the trumpet swan, and they have symmetrical yellow spots on either side of their bill near their eyes, which marks them more clearly as the tundra swan. Although it's possible for a trumpeter swan to have this, it's not usual, it's very rare. And also the wings are different. So the what I'm calling the feminine, or the tundra swan, flies with her wings straight, whereas the masculine flies with his wings more curved, okay? And of course the wingspan's bigger for the trumpeter bird. And the voice for the tundra is varied, bugling, higher, and crane-like, with duckling rattles, like, right? Or, and now I'm blanking. You know what I'm talking about, though. I'm just blanking out. It'll come to me in a second. Okay, but you know what I'm talking about. So, the head shape for the tundra is more rounded and square. And let's see what else was there here. I think that was pretty much it. But you get my drift. Pretty cool. But then I was getting, since the masculine is the V and the feminine is the U, look at your infinity. And I've showed you this before. Just real quickly, like the top of my page here, right here. Right there, look. Okay, the infinity. I always saw, I showed that to you recently, that I was getting that in another read, in another way, totally another way, that the X was the divine feminine, because the X is the female chromosome, and that the masculine was circulating through and around her. But now it's coming up as the X is the masculine, because it's the V with the U on top. Okay, the V supporting the U, and then when the V is reversed, the U is underneath, connecting his exposed ends. And I was just getting light bulb moment too, so it has something to do with the electricity. Alright, so very cool stuff. So then we go into, back to the read, but I want to tell you all the signs in the body of the read. Pisces reversed, Libra upright, Cancer is upright and reversed, but it's heavier on the reversed, and it's more reversed toward the end of the read. The upright was at the very start of the read. Taurus is also upright and reversed, and again, it's upright toward the beginning of the read and more reversed at the end of the read. Virgo also upright and reversed, but not as pronounced like the other two, one or the other. Leo was reversed, Aquarius reversed, Capricorn reversed, Gemini reversed. And then the King and Queen of Swords both came up upright. King and Queen of Pentacles both came up reversed. This could be definitely a couple that was scamming somebody, but it can be a set of twins or a karmic couple as well. The King and Queen of Wands both came up upright but separate. So they're both upright, so they're at peace with not being together anymore. And like I said, the King and Queen of Swords could also be two lawyers or two lawyer twins. And now we're at 1217 when I turn the page. Thought and meditation here in the foundation. Mastering, breaking patterns and facade. Inspired but impatient angels. Centrally, the energy is holding on loosely the King of Swords, while the Queen of Swords speaks to clarify to the unaware, or about ignorance, not bliss, for the twin flames. And the middle card is the two flames, the Two of Wands. Union is upon us. Full moon eclipse opened the gate to path for lobster, with a few obstacles to get past. The challenge being the wounded warrior rising above justice and or divorce and arrogance and or unhappiness, destined to come together in new love, self-love, spiritual love, with twin choosing paths. Now the King of Wands, shaman, is crowning the reed. The Queen of Wands dumped, or one dumped the other, or the Queen of Wands dumped him or he dumped her, but refusing to walk away in uncomfortable emotions, the Queen of Wands, but she's upright. There to steal away, get what she can, or get away while she can, or accusing the King of Wands of lying, cheating, or stealing in the marriage, getting the church to back her in a bold move by Viking. But this ship has sailed. The church may have helped her to steal in some way, may have been on purpose or may not have been, or Taurus, or establishment, or contract that she's under, or him. Loss of power, money, and independence of the King of Pentacles reversed, or both karmic and divine masculine are a couple of scammers, to the King and Queen of Wands, divine masculine and karmic. Okay, but like I said, the King and Queen of Wands are upright but apart. The King and Queen, it wasn't the King and Queen of Pentacles here, They come up reversed later. But it was the Nine of Pentacles, which can represent, represent a partner of a King of Pentacles, but a younger partner, but also could be a daughter and the King of Pentacles, but they're coming up both reversed. The King of Wands is burdened by betrayal, a choice to come back together for 30 pieces of silver, or 20 pieces anyway, or maybe just 10, or a house, or twin, 28, which is the Two of Wands. 10 of Pentacles is reversed, okay, so that's the 78, or the ultimate family life, legacy, your lineage. Loss of family, of dream, money, inheritance, legacy, ultimate fulfillment. Okay, so this 10 of Pentacles is reversed. Destined divine timing in order to come together, to do the dance. New love obsession of sovereign twins, satisfied, and getting wish for new life, standing in truth, even with twin. Soon is divine justice. Vulnerable to illness or someone playing defenseless. Please save me. Magician manifests chaos. Gets stopped driving, car and shop, or cancels a move or trip or vacation. Or there's a loss of income or settlement or divorce payout. Okay? So the Magician was upright, but they're still stuck because of all of these different kinds of things. The Union is the Ten of Cups. That's how the Union's seeing itself. As the Ten of Cups, a choice of a new life offer from the Queen of Cups reverse, purging from happiness, tears of joy, over loss, jealousy, and neediness of attention. Express love, love yourself first. This is for the Union. Retreat, so the break, and then passion, right? There's a magnetic attraction here, and then soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Around the Union, or how it is seen, is the Eye of the Tiger, Tony possibly, or strength of Tiger's Eye, or Leo, or Sagittarius. Somebody may be spewing venom or negative self-talk, dumping all attachments, or her divine masculine stuff for the karmic. Messenger of truth, rising quickly to right the wrongs of the world, or harsh words to complete things already. Or how someone ruined their world, or telling the world how they feel about twins in general. Clearing blocks of legacy, family lineage, depression, hard work, steering the boat, and deception, all the things traditionally you've been told to do. Clear that idea, okay? About you need to be like your family was, family line, family money, whatever it is, the depression, the hard work you were told you must do, otherwise you're not worthy, steering the boat. We're counting on you to steer the boat for the family so that none of them have to do any of the responsibility, and then deception around that, okay? So individuality came up here for the Union, as well as spiritual career, and domestic harmony. They're all of equal importance. Individuality, spiritual career, and domestic harmony. So make sure you find your balance in your home and your heart. Karmic is trying to control or hurt him, use him, or get him back. The truth is, in the new life confession of a deep connection, expressing feelings about imbalance or payout, or just settling debts, that masculine now feels it's worth it to get out of this. Gate of suffering open to clear stress and offer love. The Knight of Cups offers a loving confession to grieving one walking away to think about how he or she and their karmic have hurt each other in some way. Okay, so it's never one-sided. There's always two people, right? So, right as I stopped there and about the masculine and the karmics, or the feminine and the karmics hurting each other, all of a sudden a truck went by and my hearing went. So there's someone not listening. The King of Pentacles, and that was at 12:45. King of Pentacles, which in this deck, the Sirian Starseed deck, is the Crystal Skull or Akashic Records. Someone escapes from prison, or steals, or runs away from a prisoner, or runs away from himself. There's a divorce of an Empress reversed, and a Hermit reversed, or a Taurus, and a Virgo situation where they're all reversed. The Queen of Pentacles is reversed, could be a Capricorn. Losing family, or family money and or legacy, or just losing money. It doesn't have to be bad. She might just be a little ungrounded because of the money issues. Detoxing through work and doing her work, but it's not overworking. Without affection, looking back or going back to the King of Wands, who is now upright. Divorce of Taurus and a Virgo potentially. King of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn. Capricorn detoxing and working calmly to align. Gemini going back or looking back, and King of Wands is King of the Hill. Rising to tango above drama, heat, fire, firefighters. Resting or meditating for emotional fulfillment, but strong stress, anxiety, or crying for Leo and or Sagittarius. Stress or suffering of twin flame, wounded warrior with justice system and family community issues, as the twin flame shaman, the King of Wands, is in his truth. Standing up to anxiety and pain and or stress, meditating and resting as the twin flame King of Wands shaman. The challenge being the wounded warrior-ness of him and the wounded warrior-ess of her. Family emotional justice in truth and triumph. Tiger's eye of storm with family Akashic records come out to clear about prison and liar, cheater, thief DNA. Okay, so that was very clear. Oh, I got through it pretty quickly. So I can do some oracle cards for you. So really amazing stuff came through there. So I hope you like that. And I'm kind of excited to see what's going to come up in the cards. All right, so take a deep breath, guys, and we have the Ascension deck here. It's 4612, 4614. 46 is the children in the garden, the Six of Cups, and then the 12 is the Hangman. All right, so hanging out to see a new perspective, being wise. So both twins doing that. It's also about wisdom, though. Okay, and you know the densities. You don't get past. You do get past the fourth dimension here, but not the fourth density. Once you go above the fourth density, which is going to be really long, like we're just at the beginning of the fourth density now, it'll take a long, many years to get through the fourth density. But the fifth and sixth density, you're no longer in physical form, and that's fifth. It's all about wisdom. They're both about wisdom, but one's wisdom and the one is without or with something. I forget what it is. I have to look it up again. So you can look it up as well. All right. So whereas dimensionally, density is the physicalness of the earth, whereas the density and the way you're able to travel in your etheric body, that's different. So, the dimensions that the twins are in, they're all like above fifth dimension to begin with. They're all like 6 and above. So. But it's okay if you don't. It's not a race to be different dimensions. You're each at different dimensions for a reason, depending on what you're guided to do here, what your mission is. Okay. So embrace whatever it is. So clear and align for the Ascension deck. All right, Mary Magdalene here. Jesus and Mary Magdalene, bringing them in together. And today is the February 22nd, 2019, for everyone watching in the best and highest good of all who's concerned. To Jesus and Mary Magdalene, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? What is it we need to know? What is it we need to learn? Is that it? Okay. Giving me numbers again here. Oh, Thoth is here. All right, so Saint Germain is the bottom of the deck. Oh my God! As I'm picking these cards, I got some I need to tell you now. And then as I look at the bottom of the deck, it's at the bottom of the deck. 35 keeps coming up as Mary Magdalene, and 33 is known as the Christ vibration. And I was going to tell you guys before even seeing this card that the 34 is coming up as the space between the words, and the underlying energy came up. 34. Okay, which is the 8 of Wands, right? Express this, the arrows of love. the space between the words. I'm having trouble grasping words today, that's for sure. But anyway, Saint Germain is the transmuter, right, of the violet flame. The affirmation is, I believe in my ability to create miracles. And Lady Portia is his partner. So I was guided to bring up his partner, since both Jesus and Mary want to come through together here, because that's the point of the twins, is to come together. To be an example as a union, as a unit. So a lot of cards came up. Let me see how many came up. I'm obviously not going to read them all. Let's see. I can't believe they do this. Like, I just told you about 30, what is it? I just told you about 33, 34, 35. There's 3 little piles here. A pile of 3, a pile of 4, and a pile of 5. Okay, so that's confirming what I just said. But it's also, what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 just came up as wisdom. I was talking about wisdom. So they're confirming that. So I love how they do this. It's so cool. And I don't know if I can read 4 cards. It's a lot for the time that I'm in already. Paul the Venetian came up first, number 37. The moon is 11, which is justice. 37 is the king of cups. Unconditional love. 12 chakras came up again. 12 with 1 in the magician. And then nature of 3 of the empress and abundance. Okay? And self-expression, nature. Be natural, be authentic. Was there something specific you wanted me to read with all these cards? I'm going to show you the other ones. Huna Prayer came up again. That came up the past 2 days. Valerian, number 46. The kids in the garden, which keeps coming up. And then 26, which was the number of the day in the coding today, kept coming up. Page of Wands. Gold and Silver Cloak. And then the last 5 were Thoth, which I told you he was coming up. And that's 31 of expansion, that 5 of Wands. Archangel Metatron's Retreat, number 28, which also came up significant today. The Sphinx, right? Akashic Records came up today, number 20, the Judgment. And XX came up today, right? The Cosmic Heart, number 9, the Hermit, which also came up in the read. And Lord Kamika, number 42, which is the 2 of Cups. Okay. You always must leave a space between the words. It's the odd man out. It's same as I always tell you, like with a high vibration, 1010, or going from the 2 of the flames with the 3rd energy, 2323. You're always going back and forth. That's the co-creation, because you need the inspiration is that 3, or the trigger, and the other word that I can't think of. I'm having trouble getting them. There's a message there for you guys. When that comes to me, I'll let you know that too. But like I said, all right, is there something that you guys want me to read? I'm getting Paul the Venetian, 37, the King of Cups. The Great Master Paul is Koan of the 3rd ray, so that brings in the 3 from the nature. He lifts people's spirits and sets their souls free to create beauty and inspiration through music and art, and also in practical ways. All right, so Harmony came up with the music of the swans today, the music of the spheres. You like that? This card encourages you to communicate your essence by writing, painting, or in any heartfelt manner. Call on Master Paul to help you express your visions, and he will co-create them with you. So it's saying for the feminines too, call on your masculine to co-create with you. These visions will hold such light that people will be touched by them, thereby accelerating the plan for Earth. Oh, and it's reminding me, because I wanted to tell you something and I forgot already. Paul carries the flame of liberty, and liberty came up here, and is helping to set you free. Liberty came up in the coding today, the flame of liberty, and again, it's been the Olympic torch has been coming up all the time, which is just like the Statue of Liberty torch, right? The affirmation is I express myself creatively and harmoniously. What I wanted to bring up to you, I'm going to show you something. I don't want to post it, because I probably shouldn't even show it to you, but I'm going to. Okay. And I want to bring this up too. All right. This is me and my twins' eyes together. Okay. And I wanted to bring it up. If anyone wants me to merge their and their twins' eyes for them, and you want to have a picture where you can get the eyes somewhat in the same direction, you know, so you can get a good match there. But if you'd like me to do that to show how you match, I can do that for you for $28. And again, I can also expand on that with my energy portrait stuff. I can do a psychic signature for the picture as well. I can do the full face if you want with the expanded one. So the $28 if you just want the eyes done. And if I get any messages, of course, I'll let you know. But for any expanded stuff, it goes under the portrait stuff, which I usually sell for $99. But that's still on sale, excuse me, for $77 below. So you can see that below, okay? So yeah, let me know if you want to do that, okay? So it's really fun to do that. I'm going to go to the past life deck. Pretty cool, huh? It was really weird. I always thought that my eyes were similar to my twin, but the whole face matches up, I have to tell you. It's pretty weird. Clear line. Clear line. Take a deep breath, guys. Clear line. Clear line. Clear line. Okay. So only those of you who watched for the whole thing got to see that. All right. So again, Jesus and Mary, and we'll bring in Thoth too, see if he's got any messages for us. And Paul the Venetian, please. It is February 22nd, 2019, for everyone watching, and the best and highest good of all is concerned. To Jesus and Mary Magdalene, Thoth, second, and then last is Paul the Venetian, please. We'd like all of your opinions, your guidance. What is it we need to learn? What is it we need to know? What is it we need to know? What is it we need to learn? Anything else? Oh, nope. We got one card for each of them. Oh, and another. Okay, so how do I? Who's that from? Okay, we got maybe it's just a number because they gave us 6 cards. Love. The bottom of the deck is Asia. Okay, so this is very stern energy. It's about confidence, but not a very nice person, right? They're very stern. And it's all about discipline in the Orient, right? It's very much coming up, that energy. To use your confidence to protect your heart and your higher heart, as well as your liver, right? And your kidney. With the left, I was getting the right side. Sorry, my lip stuff keeps bunching up in the corners of my mouth. So we'll get right into this. Let's see beneath that. So underneath the Asia is like, it's coming up as the opposite of the country farm life in America. Look. Pretty funny. That made it a little bit more clear, huh? Alright, so the first two are definitely coming up from Jesus and Mary Magdalene. Okay, so we have again, Egypt and the pyramids and the Akashic records here. And then the mother, even the single mother coming up again. There was always a father. There's never a single mother. There's always a father involved. And even for Mary Magdalene, where she was able to connect to Jesus. Okay. You can't have children without a father. But also it's coming up again for the twins to be their sovereign selves and learn on their own and then come together to create together. But always have something of your own. How can you come together and have fun experiencing with each other if you have nothing to bring to the table? That's kind of bringing that message here. Ooh. Ooh, what came up with my twins today? Can't remember that either right now. can't remember. They might have just been sitting on each other's side, you know, grown and reading. So learning. And again, the kite energy comes up here again. The kite and, you know, Ben Franklin and that stuff. Paramahamsa. Great Swan. The kite literally looks like it's like half kite, half swan. You know, it's spiritual union, beauty. Oh, and I'm getting, what is it, pterodactyl, or what's the dinosaur bird? That's coming up here as well. Cool. Because I have mother with Egypt, they're telling me they brought that up because that's the mother of all birds. Funny. All right, who did I bring up second? Mary and Jesus, and then Thoth. Well, perfect, of course. So are you each getting 2? I guess so. All right, so Thoth is bringing up medicine man or woman reversed and leaving or travel. So again, this came up yesterday. Was it reversed like that? Traveling to Egypt. It just may be coming up as, it says medicine man or woman. Someone may be learning more alternative methods. That may be why it's reversed. You know, leaving the traditional. Although it does kind of come up as shamanistic energy. But with this leaving or travel, I always get the traveling salesman. Oh, because of the Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz. Oh, someone's a fake doctor out there. Because remember, the Wizard of Oz wasn't, you know, he wasn't really that. He was, remember in the beginning, he was a traveling salesman. There's someone who's not really who they say they are. So it could be a medicine man or woman who is a doctor, or who that part is, but they're wearing a mask, they're not really who they say they are. Or it could be some kind of physician or alternative medicine person who's not who they say they are. Traveling salesman, so beware of that energy. Thank you, Thoth. He's so funny. He said so eloquently. You're welcome. He says I am very eloquent. So Thoth, why specifically? I know it's because it's medicine man or woman, and that's up your alley. But why with the traveling salesman stuff? They crack. It's too funny. Like, I'm getting from Thoth that he's showing the bag because he doesn't get it why all of these women have to bring their like their Gucci bags, but they're like really heavy. Like, it's not practical at all. You know, to travel light and get something practical. Really funny, because you know how all the old suitcases are really, really heavy. Nobody would want to use them anymore because you had to carry them and they're very heavy. So he was making a joke. And now we have Paul the Venetian. I'm trying to think why he came up at 103.53 and then 104. So he comes up as 3s because it's the magician who's creative, because 3 is all about being creative. But it was 53, which is the catapult. Sudden inspiration, creative inspiration. Paul the Venetian. This is his message. Sudden inspiration, the sun through the trees, a breakthrough, an end of karmic relationship. Yay! Nature's way. And use nature for your artwork. Whether it's the colors from the paints, inspiration of what to draw, sitting under a tree while you do it. Make sure you take in the light. It will stay with your work of art. Not only is the karmic relationship coming up as done, but we're also done with the wounded warrior. It's over. Okay, that's why the Twin Towers stuff came up for today, because now the more modern stuff is coming, because we're done that clearing. Cool. But I love that. The messages that come up, and then I look at the card and I'm like, okay, same message. Thank you. And then we have Journey of Love. Journey of Love. Journey of Love. Journey of Love. Yeah. Okay, so again, it's February 22nd, 2019. For everyone watching in the best and highest good of all is concerned, what is it we need to know? What is it we need to learn? We're asking for guidance from Jesus and Mary, as well as Thoth and Paul the Venetian. Oh, Saint Germain wants to come in as well. All right, take a deep breath, guys. There's a lot of cards that came out. There's a number here. Okay, Heaven is the bottom of the deck. Number 70. 70 is the Two of Pentacles. It's being in your, it's doing the dance, the Two of Pentacles. Okay, for the twins. And it's beautiful blue. It's all about the throat chakra. And speaking from the light. The first card that came out, which is perfect because Paul the Venetian is 37. 37 came out again as fire and ice to use the contrast in your artwork. And then Rings of Time came up with the Swan and Seed of the Heart. Right? Can't make it up. And so blue, blue and white. A little green, a little red. One's like more feminine, one's more masculine. But we have the swan in the middle. How perfect. In the middle. The space between the words. Look. Is the swan. And 67 is the Knight of Pentacles, your humble servant. That's from God. Okay. Rings of Time and Seed of the Heart. Okay, so they're paralleling what I said about yesterday, the child coming to the couple to reflect back to them how truly beautiful they are because they can't see their own beauty. So the marriage of the Rings of Time, and that's 44, the Masters mastering. The Seed of the Moment, which is 25, which is the Knight of Wands, by the way, which the Knight of Wands came up when I was shuffling. It came out for me to see with the Hermit. And what else came up? Yeah, the Hermit and Two of Wands. So it came up like that. Oh, wrong one. Moved already. Okay, so that came up while I was shuffling, right? The Knight of Wands with the Two of Wands and the Hermit. But the Knight of Wands, other than that, really wasn't represented. There wasn't a ton of fire. It's funny because the main read had a lot of fire energies in it, but they weren't like aggressive fire energies. They were more like you know, either the Ten of Wands where it's so heavy they're tired, or like, you know, the Queen of Wands, that kind of energy. But it wasn't like the really aggressive energies coming up for the Wands today. But anyway, this is coming up as the child coming to the twins to express to them their reflection of their own beauty. The Seed of the Heart, right, the child, in the marriage, the Rings of Time, and the Swan, the beauty between them and within. Oh, beautiful. 25. I show them to you. Rings of Time. Rings of Time. 44. Seat of the Moment. 25. Sorry it's gone so long, but I think you want this information. So it's pretty amazing information. And then the Swan. And it's 67. That's the Knight of Pentacles. Then we got Towering Magnificence, number 30, which is the union energy of the Four of Wands. And then we have Sacred Convergence, 28, which is the Twin Flames, the Two of Wands. And I'm not going to show all the rest because there's just too many cards. But Knowing Without Knowing, Devotion to the Small, 41 and 32, the Mother Praise, and Contemplation. And 3 to 1. And then 23 to 1 is number 10. And Across the Waters, 23, which is the King of Wands, 34, which is the Eight of Swords, Becoming, 57, the Lovers, which is the Three of Swords, and then the 4 of the Emperor, Simplicity. Let's see how many numbers came up here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 there. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. How many cards do you think came out? 28 for the twins. So I'm not going to show you all the rest of the cards because it was really about the number, because I showed you enough already. But let's see, what am I supposed to read here? Okay, we'll start with Fire and Ice, 37. We'll see where we get to. All right. Fire and Ice. You're learning to hold the tension of opposites, of those things that don't immediately seem to go together within your being, without collapsing into confusion, judgment, or denial. There's passion and serenity, creation and destruction, new life and death emerging within you, within your relationships. Sometimes this is hard to handle. We want to make things simpler, to just let go of the conflict and complexity and choose one or the other. You are a grand enough soul to be able to withstand the rigors of depth. To go deep, to live fully, to let the divine have its way through you, requires a willingness to stand at the center of pairs of opposites, and eventually know that they are connected to each other, that they exist only in relationship to each other, to breathe and to simply be. If you're consciously feeling the conflict in your life, internally or externally, then you're being initiated through Fire and Ice. Stay present, be patient, and wait. There's nothing to fix here, just awareness to step into as the divine creation continues to unfold through you. As you master this initiation, you will find a sweet nectar of bliss dripping within. This oracle brings you guidance that the conflict you feel within or externally is a sign of your spiritual growth, that soon you will grow larger than the conflict, but for now you do not need to engage in it, simply to be present to it and allow it to work its way through you, until you're strong enough to have outgrown the conflict, giving rise to a clear decision. It may seem impossible, beloved, but it is not. You are a vast being. Give yourself a chance to realize this and have patience. All is becoming, including you, according to the perfection of divine design. This oracle brings specific guidance on any relationship matter beyond the pushing away and pulling closer. Then it is time to wait, for there is more yet to be revealed. Only when your heart speaks clearly, then you will do well to act as feels truthful for you. And the poem reads, there is a beautiful silence now, that space between the words, as I hold your hands and listen to your eyes across the span of moments called time. There are no words that say as much, nor walls that could confine the wings of our feelings or the rhythm of our eyes in union. Okay, pretty perfect. I got to read you the Swan for sure, so I'm going to get that one. 67. 67 is the Swan. Gliding with grace. Nothing is withheld from this beautiful soul. It can discern what is genuine, authentic, loving, and what is from ego parading. Even though the most impressive words or gestures, this soul can sense the withholding within of core fearful separation from the divine. With grace, it allows all to be and moves amongst the world with inspiring light and grace. Paramahamsa. Great Swan, the soul that moves the souls of others, is reaching to you now. The guru, the teacher, the light, the love that is all. You are blessed by sacred divine relationship with the essence of love itself that adores you and wants only for you to be free. This oracle reaches to you now, indicating that you are held within the grace of a great soul, a teacher of the heart, of the spirit, and there is endless light bestowed upon you for protection. Your path ahead is assured. Soon you will be shifting from hope to a sense of inevitability in your attainment of the spiritual goals closest to your heart. Be with your practice of love through meditation, yoga, kindness, nature, dance, singing, whatever speaks to your heart, and know you are one with the divine, and it's only a matter of time before you realize it. And it simply states, to love from afar, always share our dreams of what will unfold. Oh, and I just got a reference to, and I want to plug my mom too, because her middle name is Grace, okay? Because there's so much that she did for her community. She definitely had her Queen of Wands side too, but she was an amazing pillar of her community. So props, Mom. With Unfold, I was getting the V from the trumpet swan, like the masculine unfolding. Okay, so pretty cool. All right, do they get another? Yep, 25. Seed of the heart. All right, seed of the heart. With each one of us is a divine seed of love, waiting to blossom into fullness. We don't always know what type of blossom we shall be, however, and sometimes if we try to figure it out in advance, the blossoming itself can cause us anxiety, pain, or fear because it is taking us in an unknown, unexpected direction. We may even fear that the direction we are heading is away from our life path and purpose, as if that were even possible. The seed in the heart arises as guidance when we are unfolding in a new manifestation of the divine light within. It comes as encouragement to trust, to surrender, to allow and to be as open, unthinking, and ready for the unexpected as possible. A plant just needs the right conditions to grow healthy. And if you've ever seen a blade of grass pushing up through the crack in the pavement, then you'll know that when something's meant to grow to the light, it will do so, even against the most apparently insurmountable odds. This oracle brings your guidance. The right conditions are being brought to you now. The most perfect support for your own divine blossoming. Trust. Know that the seed in your heart knows how to grow and life supports it. It is also a sign that something in your relationships is sprouting, a new energy, and don't be afraid to try new ways of relating now, as your life energy does support it. And the poem reads, when sky can imagine the dark awake, in awe light pervades and bears the vast tranquil mystery, softly caressing the blue bold birth. Okay, and then the blue bold birth, we have, and I just had like rings of time with a baby coming through, a child. So that was pretty cool. Do you want another? Okay, 30 it is. 30 is the Four of Wands, the union energy, towering magnificence. You are entering the presence of the truly great and sublime divinity. It is without form, this exists within all forms. It is humbling and yet asks nothing of you. It just is, and when we encounter it, we are moved beyond words, beyond mind, and into realms of the heart that we may never have experienced before. It takes a brave soul to meet the towering majesty of divine presence. It can be a terrifying experience as limitations, preconceived notions, and identities crumble in the wake of its light. You're being brought to this place out of love because you are ready. Your soul has been craving connection to something so much larger than itself, to find something worthy to which it can devote itself entirely. This greatness is becoming available to you now, to be witnessed to the extent that it is helpful, so that you may find the greater purpose of service which your heart craves, and you are ready. This oracle brings you comfort that your inner path, your opening up to direct experience of the divine presence, is happening now according to divine timing and grace. Okay. This is also confirming that you are connecting with your spiritual guidance more consciously now, maybe more actual and present, and that any sense of self that appears to be falling away from you now is because your divinity has outgrown it and a new awareness is taking its place. And it states, mighty sentinels, connecting heaven and earth, wisdom of the ancients, that's you, waiting for those who listen, in the quiet while you start your journey to come out. Okay? So they're waiting for you. You're just cooking. All right, I got one more for you guys because there was 28 cards, so I guess I'm supposed to read 28 too. 28 is the Two of Wands, the Twin Flames for the Sirian Starseed deck. Did I take a pick already? Yeah. And here is the picture for you. We're going to leave you on that image. All right, the Twin Flames and the eyes. Oh, how perfect. I never even noticed the eyes back there. That's so weird. I never noticed that. All right, Sacred Convergence, number 28. There's a coming together happening within your body and soul, a unification of all that is within you. This is akin to traveling to a strange land, as all sorts of new sensations, not all welcome at first, begin to make themselves known to you. If you're experiencing discomfort within your own body, or uncertainty and a sense of expansion to include more of life in your thoughts and feelings, then you are conscious of this sacred convergence. It's like two worlds or more collide. All right? You and I collide. If you are sensitive, you will feel it happening as an important event without necessarily having a physical situation to attribute the experience to, or upon which to hang an explanation. You may also be encountering this in a very physical sense by finding yourself in situations which you previously would have avoided. You may be meeting people and thrown into a relationship with them, apparently more by circumstance than by your own conscious choosing. This is a meeting of you with your shadow. Me and my shadow. And something to rejoice in. Even if it is uncomfortable at times, be gentle and loving with yourself and kindly seek to find the beauty in what you are learning about yourself in your interactions and experiences. You are a wise soul, seeking to know yourself rather than judge others. Remember your divine perfection as you are thrilled and challenged in this time of great growth. You're guided to be curious, as though traveling to a foreign land and remaining open to experiencing its treasures. This oracle holds a message for you. A deeper part of yourself is calling you forward. Any discontent, struggle, anxiety, or fear, which a lot of that came up in the read today, is a subconscious recognition of this. Don't worry, you're a unique plant in the divine garden. You don't have to know what plant you are in order to grow. You just need to live each day, and the growth happens naturally. Then you can see over time the beauty of your true nature revealing itself to you. It will be a revelation to be relished. So you might want relish today. Maybe, is there something about pickles here? Someone's in a pickle. From the white foam on a surface of the blue, to the mystery beneath the waves. Wherever your travels may lead, may the artist's touch inspire us to explore the ocean realm and celebrate the beauty as land gives way to water. All right, and the differences in the geese and the swans. So land gives way to water, and water to the unknown. Okay, because the closer you get to the water, the closer you get to the etheric realms. Okay, so use your emotions to get there. Allow them to come up and out. And it's funny because when I first started reading this book, I had read this one time and I put 2 little teardrops there. 2. Okay, I guess that's enough for you guys. I have to show you the pictures. Let's see here what we have for you. This is the basic read for today, and I'll show you the full read as well. There's something else I wanted to... Yeah, okay. And then here is the full read. Okay. I think that's it. Alright, it's enough anyway. We're at 1400. Or it was 12. Why did it feel like it was 14? I guess I saw the one. Oh, 124 came up. Bye. Rise and be loved.